This is a Huddle Sports Network broadcast. You can find us on Roku TV, Amazon Fire TV, Facebook, and of course YouTube. Get all your NFL news here first.
Good morning, everybody, and welcome to WCFL DolFans Talk. Hope everyone's having a good morning today. It's a beautiful morning down here in Miami. And if you didn't catch any of those games going on yesterday, the college games, man, you missed some wild games. In the meantime, let's go ahead and bring on my co-host, Mr. Dolphin Winters.
What's going on, John? What's going on, Paul? How you doing now?
Doing good. Johnny was there, and now he fell out. So,
no.
Shake Money and Raphael Court. Thank you for joining us, brother. The link's up there if y'all want to join us on the panel. If you didn't catch some of those games or even some of the highlights of the game, it's crazy. That 17-year-old kid from Alabama, man.
Yeah, he's different.
He's different. He's got some talent.
He's different. Oh, wow. I mean, I seen the highlights when I woke up this morning, and I was like, wow. That's all I could say was like, wow.
I mean, I was dozing in and out. Oh, here we go. Mr. John O'Hanlon.
What's up, gents? How are you? Good morning.
How are you, man? Good morning to you.
Good morning.
Nice and warm.
I need to do what you're doing, walking. I put on some weight in the last couple of weeks.
I've put on a lot of weight in the last few years. I have to walk. There's not right in her house. The service is okay. You walk out the door, it goes out. So I got to walk over towards the pool.
Well, maybe you'll get some good views. Sorry I never got back with you on fishing, but I didn't go. I left the poles and them with Pedro and them, and honestly, the way they were already going, I don't think they made it to the pier.
No, they did. We met them. Yeah, we met them there.
Okay.
Yep. Pedro's family was there, and Tom and Jedediah and Pedro showed up.
Did they catch anything?
I don't know. We left probably about an hour or so after they got there. So they were still going. So.
Yeah, well, like I said, I was just worn out, the travel and, it takes me longer to drive than them to fly down. So.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
Hooked up, Joe. Good morning, my brother.
Good morning. How you doing?
How are you, brother?
Doing okay. Surviving. I'm in North Carolina, so I'm running on generator right now, and I lost everything. No phone, no internet for like a day and a half, and I have a big ravine running down the front. I came to watch my parents' house and just got, luckily, no tree on the house like some of the neighbors had down in their house.
Yeah, North Carolina they got inundated with rain and stuff, where the Florida did not get as much rain.
Yeah, my house in Florida is fine, like a trash can blown over.
What part of North Carolina?
Saluda, which is pretty close. It's actually pretty close to Asheville. I mean, where you got whole interstates being rushed out. So
I have friends that live in Asheville.
How are they doing, John?
No power, no nothing. I've been out there a couple times to where they live. Once for their what was it? Once for their wedding, and then once just on vacation. We spent 3 days with them. So yeah, they got no
I've
power,
been to
no
Asheville
nothing.
before. It's beautiful up there, but they really took a beating from this storm.
Yeah, they did.
Our thoughts and prayers go out to everybody.
Absolutely. Shout out to Wayne Collar. Definitely can't wait to see you, brother. Can't wait to see everybody. We got the UK coming. We got Mexico coming. We got probably people from all over the place coming. So
Absolutely.
Mexico will be there today, actually, or tomorrow. I'm supposed to go over to East 10 and get some good Mexican food. Some real Mexican food.
Authentic. Authentic, yes.
Yes.
So Joe, who's at your house in Florida?
My wife.
Oh, okay.
She stayed there to watch our cat, and I came up to watch my parents' cat. Everything's always about the cat.
No, it's another hot day here. That's for sure.
Oh yeah.
You going? I know you're doing your Holly's mom's birthday today, John. Are you going to Shenanigans at 1 at all? Or?
No, there's a Mark Duper signing at 12.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
We're gonna go there. I don't know how long we're gonna stay. Go there,
Gorilla Loop.
see that, and then 4:00 is Holly's mom and Burke's birthday dinner. So
Gorilla Luke, I hope your house fared okay. I know the video you showed, the water was right up to the front door. I hope you and your family are all okay.
yeah, I did see a post. He got some water towards the back, and it was like a half-inch from coming in the front door.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah.
Tampa Dolphin Rodney, good morning, brother. Yeah, he had the video where it was basically to the top of his front porch.
Yep.
Yeah, for those of you, if you didn't catch any of yesterday's college games, there were some incredible games yesterday.
Yeah, there was.
Yeah, there was. Upset City.
I know the first.
Florida State goes down.
Well, Florida State, they've been sucking wind behind tit this year anyway. They've only won one game this year.
Alabama, Georgia came right down to the end, even though Alabama was killing them in the first half.
Oh yeah, they walked away with it the first half. I mean, they had 28-0 at one point. And that 17-year-old kid on Alabama is something else.
Yeah, buddy.
Did you see those plays, John?
I saw some of them. Yeah, they were talking about that kid quite a bit on the broadcast. So
yeah.
I can't stay long because Patty's cooking breakfast. So
I ain't mad at you, brother. Definitely.
Well, I'm glad you're good, Luke. No, you cannot borrow my truck.
Your truck came out sweet looking.
It is sweet looking. There's minor things that bother me, but when it's a person doing it in their own backyard, basically, they do the best they can, and that's all that matters. And it's for what little I paid for it, it's well worth it.
And little stuff that shows it wasn't, just a decal that you stuck across the front of something, that makes it even more real to have little things about it. You know what I mean?
The thing, because there's a lot of, he showed me a lot of things he was doing, and then he changed some things around, and then he added a lot of things that I didn't know about, which I love.
Pins up. Yeah.
When you're ready.
Every day.
Yeah, and tomorrow night we have tailgating. We have our tailgating podcast tomorrow night.
I'll be
So
looking forward to that. Definitely looking forward to that. Looking forward to seeing everybody at the tailgate. Looking forward to seeing everybody representing like usual. You know, like yourself, John.
AP
Like yourself,
Ryan.
you
Good
know,
morning, AP Ryan.
Gorilla Luca be there, ladies and gentlemen. A couple other people probably show up in this chat. Will probably be there also. So it'll be always looking forward to. I know Mike Sherrod said he's going to be down there, so I'm going to call him to tell him to look out for you so he can be on the show also.
I will be in.
Yeah.
I will be in Orange parking tomorrow.
Good. So I'm gonna let him know. I said he can't miss you. You can't miss the truck. I mean, come on.
Well, find either
No,
one of us.
Well, I'm going to park probably at the beginning of East 12. So where it's on, the truck is on the end of the row, so people, if they want, they can get at least a decent picture with it.
Right.
Better be there early then.
1 o'clock.
Oh, you know, I'm going to try and get there as early as possible. My brother doesn't fly in until 12:30.
Yeah, well, I think gates open at 2:30.
And but he's flying into Miami International Airport.
Oh, okay.
So a little bit, well, it's probably about the same distance. I don't know if he's going to want to come back to the hotel or not. It's almost a half hour from the hotel, the airport, but that's on the south side of the stadium, basically. So if we don't come straight back to the hotel, then we go straight there. We'll be there plenty of time.
Oh, yeah.
Either way, I'll be there. No, I love the truck. I'm just having a few more issues with it running, and I think, as I was telling you, John, I don't think it's running at 3,000 RPMs. I think my tachometer is just messed up a little bit.
Well, what's the engine sound like?
No, the engine doesn't sound like it's running at 3,000 RPM.
Oh, okay.
And
Morning.
I mean, if you just turn the key on, the tachometer automatically jumps up to like 800 RPMs. So, but there is an electrical issue I know of between the transmission and the speedometer and stuff. So I got to have that looked at. And then there's some other little issues, but all in all, it's getting taken care of slowly and surely. Talk about some of the games today. Who are you going to pick and stuff? Denver and the Jets.
Neither. We hate them both. We don't care. No, all jokes aside, we already know that I'm not rooting for the Jets, so it's easy to say Denver.
Yeah, I'm thinking Denver. Even though they're playing at the Jets, I'm thinking Denver. Philly and Tampa Bay. I got to pick Philly on that one, even though they're playing in Tampa Bay. I think it's going to be a tough game.
Hold on. Philadelphia has 3 injured wide receivers. Their starting 3 are injured. They still have Dotson in the lineup, and they have a couple problems on the offensive line as well. And they're having problems with their coach also as well. So that game might not be just as sweet as you think it's going to be. They had problems with Tampa Bay, and last time I checked, Tampa Bay was the ones that knocked them out the playoffs last season. So they didn't have Saquon this time. Philly should win the game, but let's say this: if the wide receivers are not connecting with the quarterback and things go in disarray, and depending on how this Tampa Bay defense plays, it might be a close game where it might win like maybe by a field goal or something. I think it's going to be a close game. I think Baker Mayfield has found his magic down there in Tampa Bay, and he might pull off that upset. And everybody, it might be some more turmoil here in Philly. I'll definitely keep you updated.
Well, it also depends on which Baker Mayfield shows up.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I agree. I agree.
Yeah. Good morning, Timothy Washington. Another game, New Orleans at Atlanta.
Ooh, divisional game. I talked to Lisa. Actually, shout out to Lisa Shepard, diehard Falcons fan, and she's actually on a documentary about the Falcons. If you guys want to check it out, please look it up. That is definitely a must-win game for the Falcons. And, we know how important divisional games are. They don't like each other. They're both playing really good football, but right now with the Saints taking that L to Philly last week, and I'm not sure what the Falcons did last week as well. This is a must-win for both teams to sit there and get that leg up in that division.
Yeah. That's a tough one. I mean, the way New Orleans were playing up until last week, I mean, Philly could have showed something to Atlanta on how to stop New Orleans. Being a divisional game in Atlanta.
I'm going back in, so if I lose you, that's why.
No problem.
I'm thinking New Orleans on that one for some reason.
Yeah,
Should be a good one. Should be a good one.
I'm going to have to pick Atlanta on this one for some reason. I just feel like Atlanta's going to pull it out.
Yeah, division game. I got to go with the home team. They're both quality teams.
Cincinnati 0-3 against Carolina 1-2.
Ooh, so you already know the plot for this. Andy Dalton going against his old team. You already know the narrative of this game, and you already know as a quarterback that used to play against the opposition and was the starter for the opposition. You already know he's licking his chops to go and show them you should have kept me type attitude. But also it's the future and the current with Joe Burrow at the helm, and that was a bad taste in their mouth because nobody expected Washington to do what they did against them on Monday night. So. It should be a really good game. I'm gonna go with the underdog. I'm gonna go with the Panthers.
Hey, everybody say happy birthday to Mama Patty.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Happy.
Oh, we're losing Johnny. You're welcome. Hi, Miss Holly.
Hey, Holly.
She's worried about how her hair looks.
Oh man, her hair's fine. She's all right.
I'm going to have to go with Cincinnati getting their first win. I think Cincinnati's going to take their first win against Carolina, even though it's in Carolina.
Then I'm going with Carolina. I'm going to be contrarian.
Yeah, damn it. Did I lose you?
You've been cutting in and out a little bit, John.
You still there, John? We can hear you.
All right, good.
Rams against Chicago, both 1-2.
That should be a really good game. Doug, you want to start off with that one?
Yeah, I think that's going to be a good game. I picked the Rams on that one, even though it's in Chicago. I don't know why. They're both about equal teams, so it's going to be a toss-up, I think.
Yeah, well, Rams have a lot of injuries, so.
Yeah, and that's why I said I'm going with Chicago with that for the simple fact that Rams. That's exactly I was about to say that, John. The Rams has a shitload of injuries, and that kid Khalid, he's going to sit there and he wants to be hungry. He wants to sit there and show that they want to get to 500, that they're a serious team and a serious competitor right now. So I'm gonna go with Chicago. That's my nephew's team, also.
Timothy went Chicago.
Yeah, I would pick Chicago just because of the Rams' injuries.
Well, the next game, 3-0 for Minnesota, 2-1 for Green Bay at Green Bay. That's going to be a hell of a game.
That's a barn burner, Paul. You already know that's that division. That's that divisional rivalry where neither team likes each other. You know what's at stake. You know whoever wins this gets a leg up on the division. This is Jordan. I think Love is actually coming back for this game, if I'm correct.
Yes.
And then
Yes.
and then you got that Minnesota defense and the Vikings. That's going to come down to the last moments. I'm going to go Vikings. I'm going to go Vikings on the road because with just Justin Love not being able to have those game reps and he's been out the last 3 weeks, that's gonna be a lot.
Yeah, I'm going to go with the Vikings because of Van Ginkel. I got to support former Dolphin.
And he's playing great defensive ball out there in Minnesota.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what kills me. I wish we could have kept him.
And I'm going Green Bay because Vikings are due for a loss.
Okay. I like it. I like the hookup, Joe. I like it. Even the fact that it's a divisional game, you think the Vikings are due?
They're due. Gambler's fallacy. I'm going with it.
Well, the next game I think is going to be interesting, even though it's Jacksonville 0-3 at Houston, who's 2-1.
Again, divisional game, but Houston just playing better ball. I got to go with Houston.
Houston's better.
Yeah, I got to go with Houston and all, but Jacksonville's going to want out of that 0-3. They don't want to start 0-4. It's a divisional game. I'm going with Houston just because I really love C.J. Stroud. So I'm sticking with Houston, but
I'll say this:
I'll be a tough one.
I'll be the odd man out and go for the upset. I think Jacksonville beats Houston with a last-second field goal. I think the game's going to be closer than what people think it is. I think it starts off with Houston up top, but I feel that Doug Peterson finds a way to get Lawrence in position, and I think that running game starts rolling for them down there in Jacksonville. Also, I think Houston makes some. I think they make some really crucial. I say penalties and or mistakes during this game. So I think they might exploit Houston maybe a little bit, maybe show the league that, they are vulnerable. So I'm going to go with Jacksonville for the upset.
Yeah, Timothy went with Jacksonville also. Next game, Pittsburgh 3-0 against Indianapolis 1-2. Pittsburgh is something to look out for.
I kind of disagree. I think Pittsburgh's something to look out for. They've been very lucky to win the first 3. Their offense hasn't played great, but the defense has played very well and basically won the games for them. So,
what caliber teams have they been going against? I haven't been watching.
The way I look at it is that coach, he always has that defense ready and geared to go. That's always been the bread and butter about the Pittsburgh Steelers. I don't care how many years we go back, they were always known for their defense. Offensively, they've had some flash in the pans. We can go all the way back to Bradshaw and all the way up to somewhat of the current, and they're still working on the offense because they haven't had a true quarterback at the helm in a minute. So Indianapolis is not a team to sneeze at, but they have difficulties. I actually know somebody that's an Indianapolis Colts fan personally, and he even says that what they're doing with Richardson, like they're trying to dog him, and that's not good if you're doing that early in the season in the first 3 games. So
breakfast is ready. I gotta go.
All right, have a good day, Johnny. Tell
Peace,
everybody
what's
up, family. So I'm gonna go with Pittsburgh just for the simple fact that defense always keeps them in the game. If they get that offense clicking, the league needs. That division alone is definitely for the taking. But right now, Pittsburgh looks like the strongest in that division right now because Baltimore's been fluttering. You see what Cincinnati is, and Cleveland still needs to figure it out too. So
yeah,
it's that division is the toughest division in the NFL.
Man, they've only allowed 26 points combined.
Yeah. Well, next one, 2-1 Washington against 1-2 Arizona. At Arizona, I'm gonna have to go with Arizona on that one, plain and simple.
Who are they going against?
Washington.
I mean, shoot, right now Washington is hot right now, Paul. Like right now, you got to think they just went into a hostile Cincinnati Bengals environment on a prime time game and did exactly what nobody thought they could do. And right now, that kid's confidence is through the roof. Now, don't get me wrong, the floor is going to fall out sooner or later. That happens to all of the members in the NFL. Sooner or later, reality hits you. But I'm like this: if this kid is going to ride the wave, and this is going to be an interesting game because you got the present, you got the future going against the present. And I'm going to be honest with you, Washington might pull this out. I actually am going to go with Washington because right now, no disrespect to Arizona, Arizona's still trying to figure it out. They still doing their thing, but Washington might sneak in there with the confidence that they just built off of this Monday night. They might take the momentum and actually maybe upset the Cardinals in their house.
I'm going with the Commanders too, just because I want to see them win for some reason.
Mm-hmm.
I just kept it plain and simple. We'll see.
Agreed, Timothy Washington.
Next game, New England and at San Fran. They're both 1-2.
San Francisco.
I'm going to San Francisco. San Francisco.
Yeah.
I mean, New England's defense has definitely stepped up. You got to think they have a ex-defensive player as a head coach. They're still trying to figure out the offense a little bit, but I just think in San Francisco, I think Purdy and them guys are going to have that thing rolling down there. I'm going with San Francisco.
Yeah, you have to go with San Fran on that one, really. New England's got that long travel.
I'm not picking our divisional foes to win no games. I'm not doing that. I'm telling y'all that straight up. It could be against the Alny Eagles. I'm picking the Alny Eagles over whatever Jets, Bills, or Patriots. So come on. And that's just what it is.
Kansas City at the Chargers.
Joe.
3-0, 2-1. Go ahead, Joe.
KC. You got to take them till you can't.
I'm going pulling a Joe. They're due for a loss. So I'm going with the Chargers.
Yeah, I'm going with the upset. I'm going to go with the upset, and I'm right with you, Paul. I'm going with the upset, and I'm taking the Chargers. I'm taking the Chargers over Kansas City. This is the first test for Harbaugh against Andy Reid. This should be a very interesting coaching matchup. Andy Reid is the guru. He's the oldest coach, if I'm correct, probably one of the oldest head coaches in the NFL as we speak. So that man has seen anything and everything from where he started, from that to Philadelphia and all the way to Kansas City. So it's really hard to sit there and get over on somebody like that. But Harbaugh, I think he might have some. He might have a rabbit. He might have a rabbit in the hat, and he might sit there and surprise everybody. So I agree, Timothy Washington. They should be 0-3. I fully agree with you right now. But it is what it is. What's going on, Captain Live? Go ahead, Paul.
I'm hoping Kansas City doesn't get the favoritism that they've gotten. You know what I'm talking about.
Absolutely.
So the next game we have, they're both 1-2. It's Cleveland and Las Vegas at Las Vegas.
I'll say this. Cleveland, Las Vegas. I mean,
they both want to win.
I'll say this. We don't know what Cleveland team is going to show up. And as much as I want to sit there and pick them, they still are kind of like, they're still trying to figure it out. The Raiders are also. The thing about it is they're at home and they play way better at home. So I'm gonna just go with the home team. I'm gonna go with the Raiders for that one.
Yeah, that's the home team for me, Raiders. Joe?
Yeah, toilet bowl. I'll go with the Raiders.
Sunday night football. Bills at the Ravens. I know right off the bat we're saying the Ravens winners because we're not picking our AFC rivals.
The Bills are due for sure. So we're going with that.
Absolutely. And I'm going to be honest with you. If the Ravens lose this game, boy, oh boy, you talking about mayhem. They've already projected when they brought in King Henry that they would be a little bit more dominant, but they don't have it clicking. It's not clicking like that.
Yeah.
The Bills, as much as I can't stand saying this, the Bills are hot right now. They're on the momentum. They're 3-0, but Joe said it perfectly. They are due. They are due for a loss, and I hope Lamar goes crazy. I hope he goes insane, and if he does, boy, oh boy, you better watch out. But thing about it is, we got to see what Raven team shows up on Sunday night. So I'll be watching that game. That's a
Well,
definite.
there's, like we said in several of the games, you got to see what team shows up or what quarterback shows up. And yeah, we got to wait and see. But I know we're picking the Ravens on that one.
Want to see Lamar
Monday
and Lamar
night.
Jr. go crazy this week. Our guy, Lamar Jr.
Lions, Seahawks at the Lions. I got to go with Detroit, even though Seahawks are 3-0. I got to pick Detroit on that one. They're at Detroit.
I will say this. You can't sneeze. You can't snooze. We last week we sat there and exposed what you can do against Geno Smith in the run of his cage, even though we lost 24-3. You cannot snooze on DK Metcalf. He's just a freak of nature. Their running game gets running. They can be a physical team. If Detroit doesn't watch themselves, Seattle can sneak in here and walk away with a win. But I will pick the Detroit Lions on the fact that they're at home. They're strong at home. It's a Monday night game. And they should sit there and take that time difference for an advantage also. So I'm going to go with the Lions.
Well,
I'm going with the Lions.
And of course, the last. Sorry about that, Joe.
I'm sorry.
You're okay. They're your second team. Let's take a quick commercial break before we go to the final game of the week.
What's up, y'all? This is Chef Jew. Looking for a great chef for your next catering party, private party, office party, etc. with welcome watering meals and desserts? Let Chef Jew Catering and Sweet Treats take care of it for you at an affordable price. Call me at 786-804-8096. Also reach me at chefjewcatering@gmail.com. Direct message on Facebook and Instagram at Chef Juice Catering. Chef Juice Catering and Sweet Treats. Food with a passion. We do it all.
Chef Jew, Miami-Dade area, Palm Beach area. Come get some of those sweet treats or good food.
Absolutely.
Okay, the Miami-Tennessee game at Miami. Of course, I'm picking Miami. I've been watching the betting lines closely, and Tennessee is plus 2.5 right now. It's been changing all week. It's been going. Miami's been up +1 at times, and then the last couple days, Miami's now down. It's changed a couple of times, and Miami's down 2.5.
I mean, I think unanimously, I think we can all agree we all want Miami to win this game because we are diehard Miami Dolphin fans, and we believe that when Huntley at the helm of this team, we have to be patient, ladies and gentlemen. As much as we want them to just go out there and blow them the fuck out, the fact of the matter is this man's got to digest the playbook and actually develop and see things his way and let him sit there and actually have his timing with these receivers and these running backs and this offensive line. And we have to sit there and actually keep that in moderate and understanding. So, with that being said, what Mike McDaniel is going to gear up his team? What coaching staff is going to show up? I hope that a fire has been lit underneath everybody's asses from Stephen Ross. Because if I'm the owner of the team, I am telling them everybody got paid. I got a beautiful facility that I bought and have for you guys. You guys are sitting very comfortably. Everybody is cool. It's not like you guys are working in a shithole. This is one of the best facilities in the NFL today. So I need fucking results. And if that's what was said, and I kind of hypothetically just said that to maybe think that what was said, this team will sit there and get the fuck up and get off of their asses and bust the Tennessee Titans ass on Monday night. At least somebody said 31-10. I would hope they put up fucking over 31 points. That's what we averaged last year to be the number one offense in the NFL. To sit there and bring it back to let people know that we can still do that. But thing about it is not just the fact of the matter, can we do it on Monday night? Can we start doing it consistently again? So with that being said, let's go Dolphins. Miami wins on Monday night.
Yeah, I'm really hoping that. I mean, the two out of the three teams, even though we agree Seattle maybe shouldn't be 3-0, the fact is that 2 out of the 3 teams we've played are 3-0. You know, and
Right.
we're not. I don't think we're that bad of a team. Plus, our our 4 rush on our defense is just a monster, and I think we're going to get to. What's his name that freaking flails all the time? Their quarterback's just going to be a flailer like crazy. I think we're going to.
Levis.
Yeah, I think we're just going to level Levis and get him all flustered and just tear him up. That's. I think our defense is really going to take this game and allow us to run it and win it. I don't see a big heavy duty score. I see a defense slamming them and us running straight down the middle on them, doing some freaking quarterback option stuff, and just I want to see run game coordinator Mike. Come on, run game coordinator, show that coordination of the run and just run it down their throats.
Right.
Do we know, is Raheem playing this week?
It might be a game time decision. I know like I said, I watched the press conferences and I watched the interviews. They interviewed Raheem Mostert and Achan, and he basically said the trainer said that they could put a piece in there, but he said he really doesn't like stuff like that because it hinders his motion. That's why he says that's why he doesn't take his ankles when he runs, because it hinders him on certain motions and like the way he runs his running style. So
Yeah.
it might be a game time decision. He said he's fine. He said he's okay, but as you know, it's more of the doctors and everybody to make sure he's cleared, and because he said it's more of an internal thing than an external thing. So we don't know. Might have been something with his sternum, or we don't know. So it could be deeper than what it is, and they have to extensively look at the situation to make sure no further damage is actually done to him. So I think that's a game time decision.
And Armstead being out is a factor. I mean, we always, it seems like whenever Tua's out, Armstead's out. And it's really hard to gauge how good our secondary quarterbacks are doing when you don't have Armstead out there doing his thing.
Right. So, I mean, I guess Patrick Paul might be moved over there, or however they're going to decide. I'll sit there and I guess they'll post how the lineup is going to look by tomorrow. And we'll see, man. I mean, this is a must-win game for us. I really believe this is a must-win game. This is very important. We cannot keep going on prime time. And I repeat this again. We cannot go on prime time and keep laying eggs. That is not a good look, man. That is not a good look. It's just not. It's not at all. So we can't. This is just about 2 weeks ago. We were just in the shining lights. Yo, got to get it together. Got to get it together, man. Yeah. Show the league that we are deserving of those primetime games.
I think we get too overhyped on the primetime games. One thing I noticed watching how our players are on the field reacting, when they're out there doing their funny hand slap tricks that they do with
Mhm.
each other and all that stuff that's just
Right.
not focused on the game. When I start seeing them do that, I'm like, man, I didn't want to see that. And sure enough, they just lay an egg.
Well,
I
I'm
mean,
going big time. I'm going to say we're going over the top on this game, and we're going to have at least 4 touchdowns. We're going to have 2 or more by Achan, 1 by Hill, 1 by Waddle, and I'm making a bet on it right now.
I think Janu Smith gets more involved in this game than ever. I think that will be Huntley's blanket. The key thing of this game is how the offensive line blocks for him. How's the timing going to look with the guys? How fluid is everything going to go? How comfortable he looks? How many times is he going to take off? Because I believe he's going to take off at least 5 to 10 times during this game. What trickery can we have with his speed? Because let's take his abilities. We know that he is mobile. We know that he can throw the ball, but his mobility definitely outweighs his throwing. And I'm not knocking him as a quarterback, as a throwing quarterback. I'm not saying that at all. What I'm saying is, if you know that he's more mobile, let's sit there and take that as a strength and sit there and have plans to use the speed that we already have on the field and have the defense having no idea what's coming and where it's coming from. So that is the key things for this offense for tomorrow night. Defensively, we need to be more sound on the run. Our run defense is not as good as I wanted to see it to be. We knew this when Christian Wilkins got traded. We knew this, or he didn't get re-signed. We knew this. So, and my whole thing is, like I keep telling everybody, we still got a rookie defensive coordinator as a coach. So, and it's not just him; it's
No.
other coordinators on that staff that needs to get it together too. Go ahead, Paul.
I just want to say I didn't realize it until just now that I did a 4-bet parlay yesterday,
Okay.
and I had it up until the freaking Georgia game.
Oh no.
Georgia is the one who lost it for me. And I honestly, truly didn't think Alabama would have beat Georgia, but they really did give them a whomping as far as I was concerned.
I'm telling you, I was looking at the ticker and I'm like, this game is over at halftime. And I'm looking, I'm like, is that Georgia? I'm thinking that's a Georgia State or Georgia. That's Georgia. I'm like,
Georgia, yes.
I'm like, holy smokes. I'm like, they beating the stuffing out these cats.
They had them in the first quarter. It was 21-0.
Yeah, I seen that. I was like, holy smokes.
I was like, I'm watching. I'm like, I changed channels back and forth, and I'm like, it was just 7-0. How did they get the ball and score again? And the next thing I know, it's 21-0. I'm like, what the hell?
But you know how college football is, man. You can get a team that has a lead. I mean, I'll never forget the game. What was that? I will never forget that Michigan Appalachian State game. I'll never, ever, ever, ever forget that. Because Michigan was up in that game, and Appalachian State marched all the way back and beat them. That was one of the biggest upsets in college football history. Because nobody who was Appalachian State? Nobody knew who that was. You know, and now they're a household name.
Cap for life. I feel you. I had a $5 bet on mine, and it was all, yeah. I feel you, Cap.
Damn, Cap.
Frickin' never go with the favorites. Never go with the favorites. They always screw you.
Yo, Timothy Washington, I agree, brother. Just by the little highlights that I seen, I was like, wow. I was like, who
He
is this
is
kid? And when y'all said
17-year-old freshman.
Damn.
17-year-old freshman, and he is something else.
Yeah, yeah.
when he goes to NFL, if he stays healthy and keeps doing what he's doing right now, he will be a number one pick.
Stay
That's
on the
the
right
big,
path. That's what it comes down
yeah.
to.
And well, the big thing is
But you got
staying
to think,
healthy too.
the game has changed now with the NILs and the deals now in college football. The game is completely changed in college football now. It really
Oh yeah,
is.
no, and that's what I say when he goes to the NFL.
Right.
Which,
Shoot.
if he's,
I'll be honest with you, Paul. Think about this for a second. A lot of these kids might make enough money in college that they might not even want to go into the NFL. Think about that for a second. Because these kids are getting paid. They're not getting
I,
paid no chump change.
and I understand that, but they're getting paid also in the aspect of, I'm sure there's a lot of things that, with the idea of them going to the NFL, because it makes that school that much better when they have draft picks going to the NFL, which is going to make other players want to play for that school even more and stuff like that.
Right.
Yeah, they're going to make a lot of money, but at the same time, is it going to be enough money for them to, depending on their studies? And then, as we said before, these kids are, football is what they know, and that's what their goal is to play football in the NFL.
Right.
It's amazing how many of them get into the NFL and then just decide it's too much for them, and that's why
Almost
they
got us. Good
always
morning, brother.
look at how much they love the game because it's hard. I was at a speaking engagement with a guy that was actually with the incognito people when all that stuff happened, the bullying stuff, and he was there. He was actually at the table when that shit went down, and he was like, he was speaking on himself. He said, "I got into the NFL and I just didn't want to do it anymore. I mean, my just making it to the NFL was my goal, is to make it to the NFL. And once he made it, it's like it fell off, and he just didn't have what it took to keep going. And so
And
some of these
you
guys
know,
might join the NFL and then just fall off too.
and it's different strokes for different folks. You know, I'm no matter what, I'm hoping these kids, especially with the NIL and everything, will go through and get their college degree before they go to the NFL in order to have something to fall back on.
That's a definite positive of the NIL.
You know, because they all need something to fall back on.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, because there is no guarantee, and as we say, NFL not for long. I mean, if you're in there 2 years, you're making good money right there. But what are you going to do after that if you can't make it anymore? You got to medically retire or something.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you got to have something to fall back on. You know, it's few people like Callis Campbell who's in there for 18 years, and he's a beast of a guy. He's a freak, really, when you think about it. Someone that's been there for 18 years. Let me go for a second.
And he's been in the NFL for as long as he has for a reason, because he takes care of his body. He flies in experts from all over to work on his body and do stuff. And he has his own special equipment at home. I mean, the fact that we got him on a discount and he came here with that level of, and he's a monster. He is absolutely the best vet pickup, hands down, in the offseason.
He's a freak of nature, man. He's a freak of nature. He really is. And I'm happy that we have him on our team. I just pray that his durability can last the whole season. I mean, that's for all of our players, not just one. We know what this game consists of. We know that mishaps happen on the field. You know, these are human beings at the end of the day. So anything can happen to anybody. We've just seen it a couple years ago with the Damar Hamlin situation. So we know what can actually happen on that field. You know, a person can look fine on the outside, but we don't know what's going on the inside of them. So we always got to keep that in mind, you know.
Rotation. That's the key to staying healthy. It's also the key to having a lot of our guys being injury prone. We kind of have to have more on our roster in order to rotate because we tend to get the injury prone players. That's how come we have to use IR as an extension of our roster, is just because our roster has to be a little bit bigger because we have to rotate in order for our hurt guys to stay on the field. Opinion section.
Absolutely. We got about 10 minutes left in the show. I know I'm looking forward to watching the day of football. I'll be watching Red Zone, and I'll be probably playing some music in the background, and just looking forward to seeing, you know, this is the benefits of having the primetime game on Monday nights or having a Thursday night game, because you get a chance to watch everybody else. So, you know, it's going to be fun. Like I said, I definitely see a few upsets in the making today. You know, it probably will be a couple that we didn't pick or what we thought how they should come out. But you know, this league is any given Sunday or any given day. You never know who can be who. We don't wish any injuries to any teams. You know, we pray that everybody can come out their games unscathed and be able to prepare and get ready for another week. But like I said, the importance of this game for the Miami Dolphins this week is very crucial. This is a must-win situation. You do not want to go down 1-3 going against a divisional opponent in their home on next Sunday. I hope these men understand that, and I hope they know what is at stake on Monday night. You know, even though that there will be a second game taking place, you still don't want to. You still don't want to lay another goose egg at home. You just don't. That's the last thing you want to do.
We definitely need to remember the Titans from last
Yeah,
year. Last year, the Titans
absolutely.
was the beginning of our slide, and this year I want it to be the
Mhm,
beginning of our launch. Let's just
mhm.
flip the
I
script.
Right. I fully agree. I like Timothy Washington. Thank you, Timothy Washington, also for all the comments and support. And thanks to the 16 people watching. Thanks for the likes. Please, ladies and gentlemen, hit the like button and subscribe to us. We appreciate the support. Um, don't forget, tomorrow we will be on at 5 p.m. at the tailgate edition of the at the WCFL Dolphins Talk. Definitely sit there and tune in for that. I will be joining here from Philadelphia. Papa Paul and John O'Hallen will be live at the tailgate. They will be talking to other Dolphin fans along the way. Probably be a lot of loud music. It's going to be definitely live and good, great times in Miami, and hopefully we will be coming out with a Miami Dolphins win. But yeah, man. Joe, you have any like last thoughts? Because we got about 7 minutes left.
Oh, my biggest thought is I'm just ready to see us. I'm so excited to see Lamar Jr. out there and see what he can do. I really didn't think he was going to play. I thought it was going to be Boyer. I thought it was all posturing and all this stuff. I didn't think for a minute we would have little Lamar out there. So I'm just excited.
I was sitting there, I counted down, Paul. We got like 6 minutes left. We're doing final
Yeah,
thoughts right now. You want to give your
yeah.
final thoughts?
No, I agree with him. I wasn't expecting him to play, and I'm hoping we see the Pro Bowl player. You know, even though Pro Bowl isn't like what it used to be and everything, but I'm hoping we see. I'm hoping we see something different, something that's going to help us out, and that's why I went ahead and made that. You know, that each of our guys gets a touchdown. I think Devon's going to get 2 touchdowns today. Yeah, it's I appreciate everyone joining us. You know, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, Instagram, Huddle Sports Network, Vamos Gatos, Timothy Washington, Hooked Up Joe, Joe Wrist, AP Ryan. Let's see, don't want to miss anybody really. Cap for Life,
Shake Money.
Shake Money, Raphael Courtwright, Timothy Washington, everybody, just thank you for everyone for joining us. We appreciate each and every one of y'all. And don't forget, tomorrow at 5 o'clock, we have our tailgating show.
I was letting them know. I was telling them when you was on the phone, I broke it down that we will have a tailgate edition on tomorrow's show at 5 p.m. All I can say, gentlemen, is this, man. I'm excited just like everybody else. But like I said, this is crucial. This is a must win for us. And I wish this young brother luck, and I hope he does ball out, and I hope he does it very well, and I hope it results in a Miami Dolphin victory. So that's what it really comes down to. I want to thank you, Hooked Up Joe, for joining us and being on the panel with us this morning. Papa Paul, you already know my brother. I appreciate you and love you very much, my man. And I want you to enjoy yourself down there. And you're going to shenanigans with Jack, right?
Yeah, I'm going to be at Shenanigans this afternoon. I might go see about that Duper signing.
Okay.
And see if I can get Duper. I don't have anything for him to sign, though. But I'm sure I can find something.
I would take one of those shirts and get it signed.
Yeah.
There you go.
Hey, Papa Paul, can you stay on after for just a minute? I want to talk to you about something. It's not related to Dolphins, it's related to your area.
Yeah, sure. No problem.
All right, cool. Thanks.
So, with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, thank you all for tuning in on all the social media platforms. Thank you for the support with Papa Paul, Hooked Up Joe, and myself, Dolphin Winners. Thank you. Have a great day. Have a great Sunday. And as always, peace, love, and fins up.
Fins up, everybody. Y'all have a good day.
This is a Huddle Sports Network broadcast. You can find us on Roku TV, Amazon Fire TV, Facebook, and of course YouTube. Get all your NFL news here first.